I'm Imran Gardai in Doha with the main stories on Al Jazeera. Israel has kept up its bombardment of Gaza for a seventh day. The death toll in the Strip is now more than 420, with more than 2,000 injured. During the same period, 4 people have died from rocket fire into Israel. On Friday, Israel continued to mass military forces on the border. It's also allowing about 400 foreigners to leave the Strip. And as Al Jazeera's Ayman Mohyeddin reports, that's added weight to speculation about a ground offensive.
The troubling fact is that while the 400 will be allowed to leave because they carry foreign passports and the Israelis will allow them to leave, it's the 1.5 million Palestinians that remain here that have nowhere to go. They can't simply leave Gaza because all the crossing points are controlled by Israel and Egypt, and they won't be allowed to leave. And even within Gaza, when there's an area that is consistently bombarded, like the northern part of Gaza, like in Jabalia where we were, the people that we spoke to there simply say they have nowhere to go.
And protests over Israel's onslaught of Gaza have been growing across the world. In the Afghan capital, Kabul, a huge crowd of demonstrators turned out to voice their support for Hamas. Anger there is growing over the lack of international condemnation of Israel. There have also been protests across the Arab world and in Asia. 2 people have been killed in a suicide bombing in the Sri Lankan capital, Colombo, just a few hours after government forces claimed to have captured the Tamil capital of Kilinochchi. Troops have been moving in on the town since last September. For the last 25 years, Tamils, who are in a minority in Sri Lanka, have been fighting a campaign to have their own homeland. The suicide bombing in Iraq has left at least 18 people dead and around 20 more wounded, according to local security officials. The bombers struck a group of Sunni tribal leaders who were having lunch in Yusufia, a small town just south of Baghdad. Meanwhile, British troops have handed over control of the civilian airport in Iraq's Basra province to local officials. The handover was one of the key remaining tasks left for the UK in Iraq. About 4,000 British troops have been based in the country, but they're all scheduled to leave by the end of May. And you can find the latest on all those stories and more at aljazeera.net/English. Thank you for watching.